This past Sunday, I attended a picnic of a fraternal organization, and I felt I could be among the walking dead. I do not say this to disparage anyone. It had been several years since I last saw some of the attendees, and people who I once knew to be vibrant were now wrinkled and some bent over. They did not appear to be people like the ones Isaiah described, people with hearts that trembled as trees of the forest tremble in the wind. At one point, I had to ask myself, to what extent had my own appearance changed? Kudos to the few who continue to step up, plan such events, prepare food, and make things happen. I was moved by a conversation with a woman who I later learned was 95. I did not recognize her at first, whereas at other times, she was always recognizable and always engaged me in wonderful conversation about our deceased relatives and parents. In fact, at one time she said, "You know, your father used to take the harmonica out there with all the kids, and he would teach us all those Italian songs." She, along with the others, were still grieving the closing and the sale of their parish church, where the Italian community used to worship and celebrate. She confided that she no longer knew what to believe or even believe. I left her saying, "We will meet in heaven." And she asked if that was a promise. I told her, "Yes, it's a promise, and Jesus made it." But she insisted, asking if it was a promise from me. And I assured her that it was. And looking around other tables and other configurations of groupings, I sensed that belief and worship had dimmed for many of them. Which brings me to these scripture readings today from the prophet Isaiah and the selection from Matthew's gospel. Not a whole lot I would consider sharing with others today. Too much about wars, destruction, and the annihilation of people. Not that these things did not happen and are not happening today. However, it was not my sense that these scriptures today were making people shake in their boots or tremble like trees of a forest that tremble in the wood. Even contemporary news media has picked up on where Isaiah and some of the other prophets left off, although we still have some contemporary prophets preaching doom and gloom. What we need now are more stories that feature people helping people, children helping adults, good Samaritans of every kind, race, and color. The walking dead are alive and need to hear stories that will warm their hearts, and find Catholic churches that are like the inn where the Good Samaritan left the walking dead he found at the roadside.